Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Art of Creation Homestead. My name is Jason, and it's a gloriously cloudy and cool, windy day here in Southwest Ohio. And it's December 30th, right? So tomorrow being New Year's Eve, we're going to do our weekly devotional today, and we'll get back to our regular scheduled videos, Lord willing, and the creek don't rise next week. But let's talk about Jesus today, all right? And looking forward to 2024. There's a lot. Now, obviously, I've talked about this quite a bit in recent weeks because it's on my mind. And I think it's something that we really gotta go in on here heading into 2024. Okay, so let's just scripture today. 1 Peter chapter 5 verses 6, 7, and 8. Humble yourselves before the Lord. Humble yourselves, therefore, under God's mighty hand, that He may lift you up in due time. Cast all your anxiety on Him, because He cares for you. And verse 8, be self-controlled and alert. Self-controlled and alert. Your enemy, the devil, prowls around like a roaring lion, looking for someone to devour. As we move forward in 2024, I've heard some things recently, and I'm getting into who said it and the basis of what they're saying, because I think it's silly. But there's so many conspiracy theories going around. Maybe there's a thread of truth in it. Maybe it's all truth. Maybe none of it's truth. The devil lies in conspiracy. Okay, let's understand that first and foremost is that maybe some of it's not. Maybe some of these ideas out there are not conspiracy at all. Maybe some of them are half conspiracy. Whatever the case may be, the devil is at work in conspiracy. And as we move forward in what's promising to be another tumultuous election season, there's going to be a lot of rumors, a lot of lies, deceit, a lot of truth maybe. A lot of things going to be said about everybody and everything. There's going to be distractions, conspiracies, factions and rivals, arguments. Highly heated time of year is what it's going to be for the next 11 months. Okay, let's be real. But the devil is at work in conspiracy. I want you to understand that. Okay, in all sorts of manners. First of all, the devil is at work in his conspiracies because he wants you to worry and fear and be anxious about things, and he wants to distract you. He wants to deceive you. He wants to make you worry about things that aren't real. And he wants to break and divide our society. He wants to conquer us as individuals because he hates you. All right? Your enemy, the devil, prowls around like a roaring lion seeking someone to devour. Devour. You want to be devoured by a lion? No, of course not. So what Peter said there was also cast your anxiety on the Lord, right? So cast all your anxiety on Him because He cares for you. So God cares for you. He says Him. He's talking about God because he referenced God the verse before that. So Him is just referencing the person He talked about. Humble yourselves, therefore, under God's mighty hand. So hey, pray to God, talk to God. Lower yourself, exalt God. Right? Very simple. And then cast all your anxiety on Him because He cares for you. It's going to be anxious times for a lot of people. All right? Anxious times for a lot of people. And there's some people telling you that God told them this. God says this. Well, God said that we should all do this. Maybe. Depends on who it is and what they're saying, right? You got to be very careful on who's saying what that God told them. On who's representing Christ, okay? Very careful. If it's got to be based in Scripture, okay, we have to base what we believe in Scripture, all right? Not on God's prophets. When in the 2020 election cycle, there was a lot of people who were God's prophets, okay? Who some that I know of, I've met. Who become nationally recognized, especially in that time, had to then go back and say, hey, I was wrong. I'm sorry. And they had to really eat their words and ask for forgiveness from people. And I respect that they did. Okay. But it's not going to change. People are going to be doing it again. They've already started in some manners. Okay. And let's focus on Jesus. Okay. Not on what men are saying. No, obviously I'm a man saying things, but I'm encouraging not to listen to my prophetic words, okay, but to base your hope and your strength and your joy and your mind and your anxiety and your mental health and all these things based on the scripture and follow Jesus. So if I can tell you one thing at all for 2024, it's going to be follow Jesus and be self-controlled and alert. The idea of self-control is a big deal. It's talked about a lot in the scripture. Paul talked about that being a fruit of the Spirit, self-control. Self-controlled means all kinds of things. Control your mind, control your actions, control your tongue, control your desires, control all these things. There's a lot of control that we need to have of ourselves. Mind, tongue, heart, desire, actions, hands, feet, right? All kinds of things we need to control. We can only do that through Jesus, a relationship with Jesus Christ, that we're with Him daily, that we are bearing fruit for Him, because that's one of the fruits of the Spirit. We only bear that fruit of the Spirit as if we are feeding and watering our plants. Feed and water yourself. We only get tomatoes when we feed and water our tomatoes. The tomatoes are the fruit of that plant. And the better we take care of that plant, the better the fruit is. Same with our lives here. We have to take care of this relationship with Jesus. Feed it, water it, nurture it. Make it important in our daily lives. And we'll bear fruit. And Jesus said fruit that lasts. Right? Fruit that's good for stuff. Your enemy is trying to devour you. And he will work in conspiracies. Okay? He's going to work in these conspiracies. And things are going to happen that you're not shocked by, and things might happen that you are shocked by. All right? We all know how it's going to be this year. We all know that highly contested, supercharged rhetoric, lies, and deceit that's coming our way this year. Something's going to happen that shocks you. Be self-controlled and alert. Alert. In other words, pay attention. Understand that the enemy is at work in all of this. I don't care on which side of the aisle you lean, or if you lean right in the middle. The enemy is at work in all of it. Okay? So let's lean to Jesus. Let's lean in on Jesus in 2024. Let's be self-controlled and alert. Understand the devil's trying to devour us. Let's not pay attention to conspiracies. Okay, we may know the conspiracy, right? Doesn't mean that we can beat the devil at that. He may be the conspiracy, but I know the conqueror, right? We might know who's doing the conspiracy, but we can't defeat that on our own. We have to know who the conqueror of death, right? The resurrector of life, resurrector of the dead, the giver of life. Understand that this year. Coming into this season of 2024, it's a big season. 2024 is a season in itself, okay? So again, let's lean into Jesus this year. Be self-controlled and alert. Understand the devil's trying to devour us. Cast your anxiety on him, because he cares for you, right? Let's trust the Lord. Follow him and him alone. Thank you guys so much for watching. I do appreciate it. My name is Jason. This is Art of Creation Homestead. We love y'all. God bless you and goodbye.